I've been into personal development since I was 16 years old. It first started off with success with women. At 14, I realized that I sucked with women and I wanted to get better. For the first 2 years, I tried by myself, failed, but I still tried by myself. At 16, I found out about the world of personal development and that you can develop parts of yourself and parts of your life if you follow these steps and if you do these things and if you do these actions and if you think in these mindsets and if you read these books and if you do this, you can actually get the results, right? So that's personal development. You can develop yourself into a better human being and then you can get better results in that area that you develop yourself in or those skills in, because it's a set of skills that you need to develop in order for you to achieve that result that you want, right? When it comes to dating women, it's a specific set of skills. When it comes to sales, it's a different one. When it comes to the gym, it's a different one, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. And, from 16 years old to maybe about like 21, 22, that was the only thing that I ever focused on. It's getting success with women, being better with women, because I just hated the feeling of me not having the balls to approach a girl. And even when I did have the balls to approach a girl, because eventually I developed that, I didn't know what to say. And then I learned what to say, and then I learned how to get a number, and I learned how to get on a date, and then I learned how to, muster up the courage to kiss a girl on the date. That took me 2 years. Gosh, remembering this stuff now is crazy. It took me 2 years to get over the fear of kissing a girl, and I still have it. And this is the topic of today, right? It's like you might have had a similar journey with some stuff if you learn about personal development. And if you're like, oh shit, if I do XYZ, I can get the result that I want. And you do get the result that you want, but then it doesn't stick. For some reason, you always feel like you're getting pulled back. You always feel like the old version of you that you are trying to run away from, that you didn't want to be anymore, has a bigger gravitational pull than the new version of you, right? So you feel like if you stop exerting effort, that you will go back to the old version of you. And it's not just a feeling. That is the actual truth. And for the past for the past like 3 or 4 years, I have been getting hit again and again and again and again and again with failure after failure after failure after failure, so that I could like learn this lesson and I can see and learn what I need to learn. And this applies to you as well. And it's that no matter how many tricks and tips and things to do you learn in the material world to get a specific result, if you haven't in yourself embodied the person that actually deserves to have that goal and the person that is that goal, you will always keep going back to it, right? Because think about it. Stay with me here. The reason why you feel like you need to get better with women or make more money or get in shape is that you feel like you are not good with women. You don't have money and you are not in shape. Okay? That's a good start. You're like, oh shit, I'm not this guy. I am fat. I'm broke. I don't have women. Okay, that is me right now. I want to be the guy that has women, has the money, has the fitness. Okay, cool. What do I need to do? Well, you need to, whatever your way of thinking is, maybe you need to get a job, maybe you need to build a business. Boom, get the money. Okay, cool. I'll start doing that. How to get girls? get in better shape, dress better, be more social, talk to more girls. Okay, cool. I start doing that. And you know how to get in better shape, go to the fitness, go to the gym, eat clean. Okay, cool. I start doing that, right? Most people know what to do. If you go and ask the average person on the street, if today you had to make more money, be in better shape, be happier, blah, 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 what would you have to do? The average person knows the answer, right? The average person knows the answer. They know that, hey, a Big Mac, it's not as healthy as a salad, right? Chicken and rice with some vegetables, it's healthier than a sandwich, right? Now comes the question, right? So you start doing those things, you start doing the things that will give you the result, but somewhere along the line with one, two, or all of those things that you wanted to do to get the goal, you start slacking off, right? Instead of going to the gym 5 days a week, you might start going 3 days a week. Instead of reading one book a week about business, you might start reading one book every 2 weeks. Instead of talking to girls and going on dates and getting out of your comfort zone and pushing yourself and trying to close the deal with the girls that you like, you end up not talking to girls and you end up not going on dates and you end up giving into your anxiety and giving into your fear and you end up not trying to do anything with these girls, right? That ends up happening slowly but surely. And you slowly but surely you get pulled back to your old self. That might happen in a week, might happen in a year, might happen in 5 years, might happen in 10 years. It all depends on how big the initial pain was that was driving you to go ahead and achieve that goal, right? So, for example, with me, the pain of not being good with women was so big that it kept me driven for like 6 or 7 years. For 6, 7 years, it was the only thing. I was like a wild animal that was running from a predator. I didn't think about anything else. Nothing else mattered. The only thing that ever mattered was me, to get rid of this pain inside of me that was due to me not being confident with women, right? And it's not, I want you guys to realize this, it's not only about having sex, the end result, right? It's about feeling weak. It's about weakness that's inside of you. It's about weakness, it's about cowardice, it's about it's about not having the courage, right? It's about all of these things that it says about you, the fact that you lack the ability to go and approach a woman, to go and, have the results that you want with women, right? The lack, via you not having this result, it says so much about you that it's not only about you not having this result, right? If you can't talk to a woman, if you can't talk to a girl, if you can't approach a girl, if you can't go on a date, if you can't, kiss, get a girlfriend, all of this stuff, it says so much more about you. It says that you're not assertive. It says that you don't know who you are as a man. You lack the communication skills. You don't know how women think. You probably are not, an attractive man to women, or maybe you are, but you just don't know it, right? It says so much more about you than just not having this one result in your life. And that's, for me, was the pain, right? I'm a man. How can I not do the thing that I was born to do? How can I, that is bro, you had one job as a man. You had one job as a man to go and attract a girl, right? To go and be attractive to women. You had one freaking job and you can't even do that. Now, I took it very extreme, right? It didn't end up being just one girl that I wanted to, attract. It ended up being a lot of girls. But the point being is, now, honestly, I feel like I'm back at ground zero. Like, I had all of those experiences with women, approached probably thousands of girls, maybe like 10,000 plus girls, easy, over the 6 7 years. Went on probably even thousands of dates, slept with, I don't know, like a lot of girls, right? So I have the experience, right? I've been through it before. I've approached, gotten the number, gotten the Instagram, texted, set up the date, went on the date, did the thing, went through all of it, right? Had girlfriends as well, went through all of it. And still today, like even while thinking about this, I get emotional. Still till this day, today, I feel like the same fucking guy that I was 6, 7 years ago. Maybe not like the absolute same, but the like I still have approach anxiety, you know? I still have anxiety when I'm on a date and I want to kiss a girl. I still have those things. Like why? Why do I still have those things? I thought I got rid of them. I thought I got fucking rid of them because I got the results. I got the results. I got the results. Therefore, I thought I got rid of them, right? Like, because if I still had them inside of me, I wouldn't be able to get the results, right? Well, doesn't really work that way. And I'll tell you why. Because you can know the right things to do, but like everybody knows the right things to do, right? And if you have a strong enough willpower, you use momentum, you push yourself, you build habits, you can overwrite your own, how should I call them? You can override your own default responses, right? Your default response is to not approach. Your default response is to not go for the kiss. Your default response is to be a coward, right? If you know what to do and if you have a strong enough prefrontal cortex, mental power, brain power, willpower, if you have a strong enough this, you can override your instincts and then you can act regardless, right? Now, what later on in personal development we found out that, hey, you know what? You can actually heal, like there's something in you called trauma, right? You can heal and release trauma, and it will make this process much easier, right? Because then you don't have something that's pulling you back, right? Because think about it. Guys, like guys that we know, maybe you know some celebrities, maybe you know some guys in your school, etc., that are good with women, that are rich, etc., they don't have this battle back and forth. Like they just don't. Like they're like, oh, I like this girl, just go and approach. Well, I like this business, just go and build a business. Like they don't have this mental back and forth that you and I do. They're just like, oh, I want to do that. Psh, go. Oh, it didn't work out. Okay, cool, whatever. They don't have it, right? And you don't have it as well when you are living from a state of abundance, when you are in your higher power, when you are, the best version of yourself, right? I've been in those states before and it's freaking amazing. To get in those states though, you actually need to have a couple of things. You need to have the internal and external, and we'll get into that later, but the guys that you and I know that are good with this, that didn't learn it afterwards, they don't have this back and forth internal battle, right? They just do cool. So they don't have this pull to an older loser version of themselves, because in their mind, in their psyche, that older loser version of them doesn't exist, because for whatever reason they've been winners their whole life, right? Like that's just who they are. That's the cards that they have dealt with, parents or upbringing or genetics, whatever you call it, that's them, right? They don't have this internal back and forward that you and I do, right? Whoop-de-doo, we pulled out the the short stick. Fuck us, right? But we do, right? We do have that internal back and forth, right? Because We weren't winners our whole life, right? Maybe we didn't get the first place trophies. Maybe we didn't, we weren't like the popular, attractive guy up until high school, and we didn't have like girls running after us and all of this shit. Funny enough, when I was in high school, the last 2 years, I did have that. I had I'm remembering this shit right now. I had a fan group of girls that were like 3 4 years younger than me, of like 10 15 girls. I had a fan group of girls, bruv, in high school. Crazy shit. And look, I still struggle with this shit today. I shouldn't struggle with this shit today, right? But the reason I do, and the reason you also might struggle with this, depending on what area of your life you've been trying to improve and you just haven't been able to do so because you always kept pulling back, pulling back, pulling back, self-sabotage, 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 procrastination, procrastination. It's because somewhere inside of you, you still don't believe that you are that guy. You still don't believe, you don't resonate with that guy, that success, right? You still view it as too hard. Not for you. Unattainable. Unsustainable. It's too painful. It's too much work. Too much. That's not me, you know? As long as inside of you, you don't resonate with and you're not aligned with that version of you that gets the girls, gets the money, is fit, lives a happy life, all of it, as long as you don't resonate with that fully, you will always have a part of you that self-sabotages you. And take it from a guy that has traveled the world, has literally been popular every single place that he's lived in, been popular in Burgas, been popular in Horsham, been popular in Merida, Mexico, came back to Burgas, was popular again, went back to Mexico again, came back again, popular again. You know what I mean? Like everywhere that I go, I've been popular, right? To some extent. I've had people take pictures with me on the street, come up to me randomly. Like, I've done that. I've done that. I've made tens of thousands of leva, tens of thousands of dollars per month, traveling the world, popping bottles, living the life that I want, just enjoying. I've done that. I've been fit. I've had a six pack. I have trained martial arts. I train martial arts right now. And still, something inside. So I'm making this video for you so that it can help you and help me. I like making these videos. It's like a mini therapy session, but so I can help you, right? Because take it from me, focus on the external 100%, but dude, like it will be so much easier if you actually focused on the internal too, because that is like something that is actually harder in my opinion, because think about it, like we human beings do the thing that's easier. Like we always do the easy thing. We always want to go the easy route. Going the hard route, doing what's right, doing the right action is always hard, right? Inside, I know that I should be doing like shadow work 24/7 right now. I should be reading books about this. And I have a book about this. I've had that book for years and I haven't read it, right? Imagine how deep the self-sabotage is, right? Ryan Holiday has this book, The Obstacle is the Way. And not sure if this is what he meant in this book, but this is kind of like my my take on it. It's like where you feel the most resistance, that is the way. Like that is where you should focus. That is where you should go. Like years ago, I had the most resistance in my life with sales, right? Like first it was with women, then it was with sales, right? I kept coming back to sales again and again and again and again, and I still have fucking resistance with sales, but I'm way better, and it helped my life a lot, right? If I wasn't in sales right now, I don't know what the fuck I would be doing. I don't know what is another profession that I can be so good at, because I'm really fucking good at sales, no matter what my mind might tell me at times, because, your mind plays tricks on you. It fucks with you. It's like, oh, you're not good enough. Look at you. You keep you get keep getting fired from your jobs and this and that, because I do. But I'm really fucking good at what I do, right? Really fucking good at what I do. When I want to do it, I fucking do it, right? So focus on the internal, man. Focus on the internal, because it's gonna it's gonna come to a point where the like it's gonna come to a point where like, ah, shit, here we go again. you know I fall back, I failed, here we go again. Another 6 or 8 months of pushing myself, and then self-sabotage, and then here we go back again. And it just becomes like tiring. Like you just don't have enough energy in you anymore to keep doing it again and again, because it's a cycle. You gotta break the cycle somehow. And the only way to break the cycle, from what I've researched, I haven't done it yet, I haven't broken the cycle, here I am at the start of another cycle. Hopefully my last. Or the last of this cycle specifically, right? Because I've done research, I know what to do, right? Everybody knows what to do. I know what to do. I know the mentorship that I have to take, all of this stuff, right? But yeah, start of another cycle. And until you fix the internal, shit's gonna keep happening. And it happened, right? I didn't believe it at first. I was like, yeah, man, that stuff is important, sure, whatever, but I'm just gonna focus on the results, right? And I went from a guy that couldn't approach a girl, girls didn't like him at all, to at age 26, I'm 26 right now. I told you what I've done. Go to my Instagram. My Instagram has everything. Go to the highlights. Went to clubs with like 10, 15 women, organized a party with like 25 girls, a limo, and all of that. I'm just a normal guy. I'm not a celebrity. I'm not a DJ. I'm not a promoter. I'm not a photographer. I'm I'm none of that. I'm just a normal guy. How did I fucking have 25 girls at my party? Hot girls at my party. How did I do that? How do I have 5 to 10 girls going out with me only to clubs every single fucking time? And I still feel like I can't go and approach a fucking girl, bruv. It's sad. It really is sad. So there's this discrepancy. You might get the results, right? But then you always feel like you have to keep getting the result to feed your identity. If you stop getting the result, then your identity crumbles. And that's not what we want, right? We want you to have a strong inner identity that isn't attached to the outer world, it isn't attached to the result, right? If you feel like you're a fucking winner, even if you lose, you're like, Well, fuck it. It's just part of being a winner. Winners sometimes lose. It doesn't make sense, right? Because if you're a winner, you gotta win. But if you have the identity of a winner, you're not gonna be like, oh man, I fucking suck. I'm a loser. Da, da, da. No, you're gonna be like, well, you're just part of being a winner. Winners sometimes lose. Let's fucking go. That's it, right? If you won 99 times and if you lost one, you're not gonna immediately shift your identity, your inner identity, and be like, fuck it, I'm a loser now because I lost one time, right? But that's what happens when you don't have a strong inner sense of self, inner identity, your core isn't strong enough, so that when you do get different results in the outer world, it messes with your core because you use the outer world results to ping off of so that you can learn about who you are, right? And that's fucking messed up. Probably comes from trauma or something. I don't know like where it comes from. Maybe like your parent was a narcissist or emotionally unavailable, or maybe you got bullied at school. I don't fucking know, right? But this is what we're dealing with. So what happens is you don't have a strong inner sense of self, so you're always pinging off the results that you're getting in the outer world to tell you who you are. So when you're getting mixed results, you're like, fuck, am I the guy that has money or am I the guy that doesn't have money? Am I the guy that's good with women or am I the guy that's not good with women? And you're fucking confused. You don't know who you are because you're getting mixed results. Well, of course you're gonna get mixed results because that's fucking life. So what happens is you want to get consistent results so you can have a consistent sense of self. So what happens is you create this fake reality. You create this fake world where it looks like you're getting the result, but you're not really. It looks like you're getting the girl, but you're not really. It looks like you have money, but you don't really have money, right? So that you can have a consistent sense of self. The last part was just me like theorizing. Have no idea if that's how truly is. If you resonated with it, maybe I would look into it, right? There's this book called, let me see, I'll be right back. The book is called Trapped in the Mirror: Adult children of narcissists in their struggle for self. Bought this book years ago. Haven't actually read it to the end, but if you feel like you don't have a strong sense of self and you don't know who you are, and you resonated with the last part of this video where I ranted about, pinging off of other people and pinging off the results and oh my god, am I this guy, am I that guy, etc. You might want to check into that book, right? So yeah, do the inner work because that's what's going to get you the long-lasting results. Like for example, I identify as a guy that is not a smoker. Like I just don't smoke. I don't smoke cigars, I don't smoke shisha, I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't smoke any of that. That is my inner identity. I don't smoke. So even though I have periods of my life where I will start smoking, because quite frankly, it's the times where I'm surrounded by smokers, right? Like people that do smoke, like the time where I was living in Mexico, the first time, the second time, the parts where I go out partying a lot and drinking and all of it, I start smoking at those times. Who knows why? Maybe to fit in, all of that stuff, be part of the group. You know how group dynamics works. We people are like fucking sheep. Um, and you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. The people you hang out with affect you, blah, blah, blah. We know all of that. Haven't been able to override that, by the way. Like, I thought that for years. I'm like, I'm just gonna have a couple of smokers in my group, nothing too crazy. I'm strong enough to override it. Never been able to. Never been able to. It always gets to you. It always gets to you. You have one person in the group that's a fucking pussy and doesn't want to approach girls. It brings it brings the group down, because when everybody else is at their weakest, that person just makes it okay to be weak. You know. Anyways, but yeah, even though like I've had parts of my life where I've smoked, after I have distanced myself from those people, I stopped smoking again. Like, for example, I smoked cigars whole summer. After I stopped hanging out with my ex business partners, because all of them are smokers, I stopped smoking cigars. Oh my fucking God. And I'm not saying they're bad people, I'm just giving an example in this one specific thing, like cigars. I identify as a guy who's fit. I'm a guy that goes to the gym, eats healthy, has a good body. I'm that guy. So whenever I come back to myself and come back to prioritizing myself, I go to the gym, I eat healthy, I lose the weight. It's easy. I identify as a guy that's good with women. So what do I always try to do? I always try to have the external results with women, right? I know it's fucked up, right? Because I identify as a guy that's good with women. At the same time, it's hard for me to go and like, or, you know, I struggle sometimes. Maybe I just haven't wanted to do it. But then why do I don't want to do it? It's like, see, this is like the parasite in your mind speaking now. You're like, oh, I identify as a guy good with women. Well, why haven't you gone and approached the girls that you like then? Oh, I just haven't tried hard enough. Well, why? You do want to get girls, right? Yes, I do. Well, why haven't you gone and approached girls? Man, well, because it's too uncomfortable. Too uncomfortable to what? To approach women? Yeah. Why? Oh man, what if they reject me? Well, what if they reject you? Well, if they reject me, then I'm not the guy that's good with women. Identity shattered. This is what I'm talking about. This is shadow work, right? I just gave you an example of what shadow work is. You ask yourself, you find something, you ask yourself question like why, when you get to the root cause. And this isn't even the root cause, right? Let me continue. Well, what happens if you're no longer the guy that's... Well, what happens if you're no longer the guy that's good with women? Well, if I'm not that, then who am I? Shit. Now you learn that a big part of you is the guy that's good with women. So if you're not getting the results with women, then that's a big part of you gone, right? Because everybody has like multiple core identities, right? Some people identify as the drug dealer, other people identify as the rich guy, and all of this stuff, right? I have multiple core identities. I have the guy that's good with women, I have the guy that's rich, that has money, and then I have the guy that's fun, traveling, has a cool lifestyle, all of it, right? When I'm not fulfilling one of these identities, I am in pain. And that pain drives me to fulfill that identity. The thing is, though, at different parts of your life, you want to focus on different things, right? For example, let's say in this area of my life, I want to focus on work, on making money. on becoming more skilled in sales, on becoming a better communicator, on forwarding my career, building my personal brand, more on business stuff, right? The first part that I want to focus on is more business stuff. The second part that I want to focus on, and I am focusing on actually, is my health, fitness, losing weight, mobility, flexibility, martial arts, losing weight, cardio, endurance, all of that stuff, right? I've lost like 12 kilos or 13 kilos, something like that, right? Making progress. That's the part that I want to focus on. The third part that I want to focus on, it's, it actually goes with one and two, right? And goes with everything actually, but it's inner work, right? Inner work. That's what I want to focus on. Inner work. So if I want to focus on one, two, and three, and let's say like number four is me, going out with girls and picking up girls and all of that stuff. But one of my core identities is, oh, I'm the guy that has a cool lifestyle. I'm the guy that's always fun and all of it. Well, if I'm not fulfilling that part of my identity, what happens is after a while is just like fucking lashes out. It's like not going anywhere for 3 months, not going anywhere for 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, and just keep suppressing that part, suppressing that part, suppressing that part. And all of a sudden that part is like, you know what? I've had enough. Fuck you. I'm just going to do whatever I want. You can't stop me. And that's where you'll see me, and maybe you as well, if you if you practice personal development at this level, you'll see me like just going crazy for 3 months, you know, just uploading stories every single fucking day, like 10 stories, uploading reels, going like to 3 different cities in one day. Like, who the fuck does that? Who the fuck does that? Like, I remember one day I drove from Burgas to Shumen, which is like 2 hours, went on a hike with this girl, went from the hike to Aitos, which is like an hour and a half. And then after I finished in Aitos, I think I went clubbing. And I worked throughout the day between these hours. Who the fuck does that? I do it when I'm in I call it the mania phase. It's like a reference if you have like, I think it's called borderline personality disorder. I'm not sure if I'm borderline. I don't fucking know. I don't think it's that extreme, but I can like resonate it with because in borderline you have like mania and you have depression. When you're in mania, you're spending money, you're super social, you're feeling good, you're feeling amazing, you're like top of the world. And then when you're in depression, you're like depths of fucking hell. And I do resonate with that a bit. Like I do have that in my life, but I feel like it's self-induced. Like of course you're gonna feel depressed when you lost your job and you don't have any money. Like of course you're gonna feel depressed when you have no money, have no job, have no women, overweight. Like of course you're gonna feel like that, you know. Years ago I did this little experiment where I was like, you know, like mind over matter. Mind over matter. If I put bad food in my body and if I don't go to the gym, will I still be able to maintain the higher state of consciousness that I have now? And the answer is no, because your physiology affects your physiology, biology, what you put in your body affects your mind, right? And you might be able to willpower through it, but it makes it much fucking harder to do it, right? It is super hard. So yeah, the moral of the story is do the fucking inner work, bitch. Do the fucking inner work, because that's where the hidden gem is. And I make it sound like I haven't accomplished anything or I haven't changed at all, and that's not true, right? Like that's not true. Like years ago, I identified that I deserve this level of girl, and now I identify that I deserve this level of girl. You know, I identified that I deserve like this level of money. Now I identify that I deserve this level of money. Like there is improvement, right? Like I have improved, I have increased the level of success that I identify with. However, it could have been better. You know, it could have been better if I actually focused on it, because the just like focusing mainly on like outer results hasn't brought me the things that I want it to bring me, you know? So understanding like more about yourself, your patterns, your inner needs, I guess, um, is the way that I will go moving like from now on. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I just want to get to a point where like there's no more like fucking self-sabotage, you know? Like it's so, and it's not even self-sabotage, because with personal development we found out that personal like self-sabotage doesn't exist, right? There's a part of you that wants this. Like there's a part of me wants me not to have any girls, not to have a job, be overweight, be sad. There's a part of me that wants that, right? So through shadow work, through inner work, I need to find out what that part of me is and do something. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have all of the answers. Just starting this journey of like seriously focusing on inner work, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Not sure if you watched the whole video. If you did, good fucking shit. Put down in the comments what you learned from this, if you learned, and what resonated with you. And if it did resonate with you, what are the things that you're going to focus on in your life moving forward? Is it going to be inner work when it comes to women? Is it going to be inner work when it comes to money? Is it going to be inner work when it comes to success, right? Inner work is, it's like a it's like a vague term, right? Like what is inner work? Could be mindset, could be trauma healing, right? But inner work is anything and everything that is work on the inside. So mindset, trauma, energy, all of this. Outer work, it's skills, abilities to do step by step, physical world, right? So we need to bring both of them together. So yeah, we'll start this journey of inner work. Again, I have no idea what will happen. I do know, I do feel like it's the right move forward to focus on this. And it is about the journey, not the end result. They say that, right? It's about the journey, not the end result. I paraphrased it today by saying it's about the personal development, not the end result. Focus on the personal development, not the end result, right? Like focus on the person you'll become, not the end result. Because if you only focus on the journey, you might not get the result. And then you just fucking went through the journey, right? But if you focus on the personal development that you'll get, well, you will get the result regardless. Like you can't not get the result if you focus on the personal development. It's like, oh, I want to get better with women. Well, what do I have to do? I have to approach women. Oh, I'm scared to approach women. Well, focus on the personal development, not the result. If you focus on the result, you want to get her number, you want to go on a date, you want her to react well to you, you want all of these things to happen. But if you focus on the personal development, you want to improve your approaching skills. That's a way better mindset, because now it's practice. The result doesn't matter. It's practice, right? Like if you go to the gym once, you're not like, oh man, I don't have a six pack yet. No, you know that like it takes months for you to get a six pack, and you might never get the six pack, right? But you focus on the things that you do to develop yourself, right? To maintain a certain level of fitness. It is the same thing with women. Like, focus on developing the parts of yourself that are weak, not the result. Stay hard.